I've just had a couple of point motors not working on me. I've fixed one of them by adding a 4700 microfarad capacitor to the 12 volt DC supply I'm using for it. But the other two, in the middle of the picture there, haven't given me trouble in so long that I've forgotten how to get to them. I lifted the top off here, but those point motors are this point here. This one and this one are actually not operated underneath this lift out, but are operated from a little portion behind here. So I've just undone the screws with the thought of taking this off if I can, one-handed. Ah, there it is. I've covered them up with Hill. Oh dear, they're the only ones I've done that to. All of my other points I can get at, the operating mechanisms. But it's been so long since I've used these, I forgot I covered it up with a Hill. Oh dear, what am I to do? I had to cut a hill apart. Looking from the top, I thought I'd followed the line, but I didn't. So, either way, I've got my hill apart and I can get at my point motors to figure out what's going wrong. I'm reasonably certain it's the supply. I've used far too thinner wires, but that one works, but these ones don't. Is it because of the length of the wire? I don't know. A little bit of investigation and we can find out if the wires are too thin. Well, I've discovered by lifting off the point motor and exposing the operating arm that the operation of the point is very easy and very free. I'm just going to lift this point motor off because this is the one that's really giving me trouble, but this one is definitely sticking very tight. Now I'll lift the point motor off and just check that the linkage is free. I've cut my hill away and I think I'm going to be able to make it replaceable and removable so that I can mount my new servos right here and here, the 2 points, 1 and 2. So now what I've got to do is dig out all my old servo controllers. I've taken some through to the other room already. The old controllers here that have been superseded, and I'm going to dig through them to try and find out whether some of them are reusable or whether I need to throw them away. I have dug out all of my servo bits and pieces, the controllers I've made and the servos I've used, and some of them I've marked as no good, and I'm just in process of checking out whether some of them are usable or whether they've got bits on them that I can use again. This one has 2 single pole relays glued together, and I discover with examining it that the first one that I put on there obviously didn't work. No, that's not true. The second one I glued on there is to provide me with another pair of contacts that I can use to control the frog, as I'm using the first relay to control the servo control for the point motor. So that one I think is usable. I perhaps need to put a meter on the contacts to check that the contacts are in fact working. That would be appropriate. Some of this is going to be long-winded. I'm going to designate this servo as usable and this servo controller also as usable, so they go in the white box. Not quite sure on the connections I used to this. I think the layout of the pins is the same. 2 for supply, 2 for switch and 3 for the servo. And it's only one way to find out, and that's plug it in and see. Which way round does the servo go? I've got paperwork somewhere that will show me what all the connections here are, this you can see was originally a servo tester that comes packaged and very stable, but I've got to add a separate resistor so that I can control both ends of the travel. With the one here I can only control it once. So something like this, you can see I've got a potentiometer to set one end of the travel, and this, no, other way round. I use this control to set one end of the travel and then use this to set the other end. I can't do it the other way around because the setting of this one changes both the settings. This only changes one of them. Either way, hopefully, I don't understand this wire. Is it because, oh, it's because I haven't wired it yet. The resistor and relay have not been connected. This is in preparation for connecting them. I've got a circuit somewhere that shows me how to do it, but I shall have to look out, I suppose. I think I perhaps need to go and get my bits of paper. That would be a good idea. I'm turning, this one works. Now to see if I can plug in the switch that comes from the old point motor, that hopefully is simply an on-off switch, which will give us the operation of this relay here, which puts into circuit the second potentiometer, which will allow some movement but not much, and it will only allow it from the other end of the No, this is definitely not working. Right, I think that's all of them fixed now. Let's just see if all of these work. 1, 2, 3, much quieter. 4, yes. Right, I think that's okay. Now I can put my hill back. Will it go? Yes. Yeah. I have a piece of board that I took out of here that was the join. This lift out piece, oops, and this lift out piece. Look at that. Not quite good as new, but it will do. Go back to moving trains now.